streaming with Laura blowing her nose.
Awesome.
It's always good.
And we're live.
We are live, guys. It's the Drinking with Drew show. It's Tuesday, September 10th. And we're doing a quick little pre-presidential debate show. Presidential debate starts at 9 p.m. according to my colleagues here. And it's a little after 7 o'clock. We were a little late. We had to do a last-minute adjustment. And we got things rolling. So we've got a cool beer that we're trying tonight. Not doing any intro music. I'm going to test YouTube's copyright process. We've been getting copyright flagged left and right. Joe is holding up our new beer that we're trying tonight. Laura slacking on the cameras. So we're trying a Shock Top Pretzel Beer. And I'm really curious as to how this is going to taste. Laura loves pretzels.
And I hate beer.
Hates beer. So we're going to see how this goes for her. She is sick currently, so you might hear a couple sniffles, maybe even a cough or 500. I'm not sure how she's going to work it out, but Joe, we don't need any fake coughs. I'm sure we're going to have enough real coughs along the way. So
Say they wouldn't have known it was me.
Yeah.
You didn't call it.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could tell the difference.
This is me currently.
At least act like you're energetic, okay? Pretend. Give me like, do we have some cocaine that we can give Laura? Just so she can pretend.
This is Tampa, so you can get fentanyl if you want it.
Probably. Well, you're going to get cocaine with fentanyl, whether you like it or not.
There was just a big bust over the weekend.
Right. So, Joe, I'm empty. I want to get this show started with our new beer, and then we'll talk about the things of the world that are bothering us today and things of interest. So we're out the gate, going to start with our Shock Top Pretzel Beer. Now, what's the alcohol percentage on this? Do you see it?
Nothing on the front. Belgium style wheat ale brewed with caramel malt and artificial flavors. Doesn't say on the box, but it might say on the bottle.
5%.
5? You see it?
Right there on your glass.
You see that?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. Oh, she's right.
12 ounce, 5%.
She's right. I see it now.
I'm
Not
always
that
right.
we would doubt her, but this is a cool dude on
I
here.
don't even know.
He's got his sunglasses on. He's got a mohawk at a wheat. What's going on over there?
I don't know. I had my reading glasses
Right.
somewhere, and now
There's a pair over
they've
here.
disappeared. That's them.
You
Yep.
want this pair?
Sure.
Get to that age,
So I
right?
can get to my old man status and put these on.
I mean, you have to put them on because we cater to a different clientele of viewers that like that, sophisticated look. And
I don't think it's sophisticated. I think it's just old man.
Mm-hmm.
And I put them on especially when I put them on the tip of my nose.
Mm-hmm.
That way I can look down, and it's very clear when I look down. Then I look up.
And you're sophisticated, so when people look at you, they don't say, "Well, that's not a dad bod. That's a father figure."
Sure. I appreciate that. I think. I'm not sure that's a compliment. All right. So today, Joe, you'll be happy to know I fixed all of our sound effects issues from last week.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give it a swirl. Let's see what this tastes like. Shoot.
I'm just sniffing it first. And do you want to, Laura, just take a sniff first, just to?
I don't know if I can smell anything.
It smells interesting.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Yep.
That's a fucking pretzel, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That good?
And you could almost like as you're tasting it, you could kind of like imagine like the saltiness on the pretzel.
Yeah.
I like it. I didn't think I was going to, but I like it.
Man.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I'm like, I think I'll like this.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
So, but it's no mustard, just pretzel.
Yeah, just
like salt and pretzel.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Let me give this a shot.
I think you might like it.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That is officially a pretzel.
Yeah.
I'm amazed.
Like a lot of times it's like, oh, this is strawberry shortcake. It doesn't take nothing like it.
Right.
Or like this is whatever. This does taste like a pretzel.
It does.
Now I wonder if it wasn't called pretzel.
If you would I would.
And you
think.
taste it, you're like, what does that taste like to
Bro,
you?
you taste the aftertaste right now? I
now,
feel like I just took a bite of a pretzel.
Auntie Anne's. Straight up.
Yeah. Wow.
And I like the fact that Auntie Anne's now sells pretzels through Subway. So if you go to Subway, you get for like $3, you get a foot-long pretzel.
All right. Well, we're not promoting Subway yet.
I know we're not.
We're still waiting on.
But I do grab one whenever I'm there.
All right, Laura.
And it is a good pretzel.
I'm gonna catch your cold or whatever the fuck it is, but give it a shot.
Oh, you're gonna get her germs anyway.
Go.
She didn't make the face.
I mean, I don't taste pretzel, but maybe it's
How do you not taste pretzel?
But I also don't taste a lot of beer.
Yeah.
So it could just be that I'm not tasting much.
Well, this is a Belgium style, so it's not the
I'm wiping her germs
IPAs
off
that
the
you
top
don't
of this
like.
beer right now.
I think I swirled my tongue in there real good.
Just
Are you hearing anything I say? Am I muted still?
no, you're good.
You just
I
gotta
hear you.
okay.
stop looking this way when you talk.
No,
You gotta look-
I'm
talk
not
into the
very
microphone.
loud, and so I wasn't sure if you had muted
Well,
me since
like
I'll
I
be all
said
sniffly.
last week, I have to tune down the audio because when I put it in the audio version, for whatever reason, we're blasting out way too much. So I think people can hear us on YouTube just fine. And when we go into the audio version on Spotify and iHeartMedia and Apple Podcasts, this is also a good level for that as well. So
Yeah.
that's the problem. But
Gotcha. Whoa.
that's the situation that's going on. And I have my sound effects going on too.
Joe's over there sucking down that pretzel.
It's good.
I like it.
I think we're going to have, I've got a 6-pack, Joe.
Yeah.
Where do we get it from?
Oh, good. Thank you, Laura.
Yes.
All right. So Kevin at Party Liquors in Gibsonton.
Is it technically
It's
Gibsonton?
Gibsonton.
Yep.
It's
No,
hard. I
it's-
mean, it's east of 301. So I don't know. Some people say it's Riverview. Some people even say that's Brandon. I think it's
Riverview.
I think it's Gibsonton.
Technic-
I don't know.
It's technically Riverview.
Yeah,
but
because it's on the
It's
not
on the
Gibson.
Boyette side.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Anything over there is considered Riverview.
all right, whatever. The post office, I think, though, then you go there, it's the Gibsonton post office,
Mm.
which
It's at the
is east of
intersection
301.
of 301 where
And
Boyette and Gibsonton change the name
Right.
of the street
So-
change. So it's right there.
Party Liquors. We went in the other day, and I'm walking through, and I hear "Drinking with Drew." Actually, I heard
You were wearing your shirt.
"Drinking with Drew," and I turn around. I'm like, "Oh!" And it was Kevin behind the bar, and
Register.
register. Sorry, technically, it could have been a bar. It's behind the register.
We've met him
and
a few times, haven't we?
I met him a couple times,
Yeah.
but we go in there. Sometimes he's not there.
Yeah.
But it was cool to reintroduce myself to him, and
He pulls out your sticker.
he had stickers, and I swear to God, Joe, he might be the new favorite fan. He started pulling out episodes and shorts, like,
Really?
oh yeah, when Joe did this, and oh yeah, when you guys you
Great.
dancing in the hospital, and oh yeah, you guys at
That's
the
amazing.
at Bootleggers, like literally every episode, every short, he was just throwing them out there. Ask Laura.
And
Yeah,
you know,
so
like,
he's officially our #1 fan. You've been ousted, Joe.
nice.
Well, Joe's not. I mean, it's got to either be Keller or Lisa, because
Or retro fan who's
Well, Jason used to be a
commenting,
fan. Now he's a
Wibble woo.
he's a-
Yes.
he's
Did
a
I sound
primary
sick?
guest.
Is that my nasal sound? Do my
Probably.
R sound W like?
probably.
I like it.
That could just be me.
I don't know. But thank you for joining in the comedic relief.
Who is
Retro fan.
that? Retro fan?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, we have a new fan. Thank you, Retro.
Do we know
so
who that is?
I
No
don't.
clue.
I don't.
Welcome to the show.
But welcome to the show. But yeah, Kevin, cool guy, and I told him we're going to give him a shout out. So shout out, Kevin. Thank you for
Thanks for supporting
the show, and we will support you guys as well. And this Shock Top beer is very good.
And you're welcome, by the way.
For introducing us.
I mean,
to it.
Retro fan could be Kevin.
No, because
I don't know.
Because it was like 6 months ago, and I was like, I was started looking at my map on my Google map, and I was like, where can I get beer that's just different? Because we need like some variety, and like everything around here is like the same stuff at Publix and Winn-Dixie or whatnot. I was like, I need someplace different. So I looked at the map and I was like, ooh, Party Liquors, let's go try that. And I found a whole bunch of things, and then the next week I went back with you,
Right.
and you bought like 5 things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We spent what?
But
$85 this time around. We got
But it opened us up to a new variety of
and also
choices.
Party Liquors also has a very good humidor. So they have a great
it's a big one.
They have a great cigar selection for the Riverview and Gibsonton cigar smokers. pop in there, check out their cigars. They have a good price. I buy cigars everywhere. I've bought them in Ybor, International Cigars, all over. And the prices at Party Liquors is very, very reasonable, cheaper than most of the places around here, if not all of them. Definitely cheaper than International and the places in Ybor. Ybor, obviously, sticker shock because you're in Ybor. But it was a good place to go buy beers and cigars. So we're going to definitely keep them on the list for our purchases.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good place.
Good place. So,
and you're just kind of like, when you walk in, you get amazed by like just the ambiance, because it has
Yeah.
like this big display in front of you.
yeah, I mean,
kind
it's,
of,
it's
cool.
a big store. It really is. And they have everything from craft beers to wines to liquors to you name it. I mean,
But a lot of variety too.
yeah. And not only that, they have cold craft beers, and you can buy them, or let's say chilled, cold in the fridge, and then not chilled. So Laura found, the same beers we were buying, they were also in the fridge. So if you're wanting them cold, like, and you want to have them right then and there,
Get them that night.
they have them
Well,
available.
not then and there, because you got to drive them home first.
Well,
but if
whatever.
you're going to a party and you need them,
I
be
might
chilled
start
already.
drinking in the parking lot. You never know. If it's been one of those days, could happen.
It could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All right.
And a monkey might fly out my butt.
True. All right. So we have the presidential debates tonight.
Wah, 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 wah.
Are you watching? You have to watch? I
Yeah.
feel you have to watch, even though if you're not crazy political, you have to watch. Like, it's just one of those things that it's going to be
You already know exactly what's going to happen.
insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be like a UFC fight. It's Conor McGregor versus Mike Tyson. And I don't know which one's which, but I'm just saying. It's just going to be a big battle.
I kind of feel like everybody already knows what's going to happen, and either you are in one camp or the other, and you're already entrenched in what you want and what you believe, or I feel like the people that claim to be undecided are really just the younger generation that are young enough to not really know what it's like the last
Joe,
10 years or so. I
okay.
think. I mean, I could be wrong.
Well,
you could,
you're right, but here's
You know?
here's what you have to think about. With that being said, 9/11 is tomorrow. There are kids in school that were not alive when 9/11 happened. Like, they do not even understand
and
what
there are-
9/11
but
was
there's-
all about.
Here's the thing. There are people that are voting that weren't even born then.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So the culture is in the just, I don't know, man. It's different. It's way different. The kids who are just turning 18, who are voting for the first time.
Yeah, when Donald Trump came around the first time, they were 8, or
Right.
9.
Right. So they're like,
So they either know about it or they just were too young to pay attention.
and they probably know about him from
Yeah.
their parents.
Yeah.
So if they grew up in a household where they were like, F Donald Trump, and their parents were always effing Donald Trump, well, if they're rebellious kids, they might decide to vote for him just to say, fuck you, Dad.
It's possible.
That's why the girl sometimes goes out and dates the dishwasher and gets knocked up 3,000 times because she's just doing it to piss her dad off. Did
Okay.
you know that? So here's the thing. If you want your kid to be,
I got to start washing some dishes.
that'll bring us to your next story.
Yeah, of
If you
course.
want to get laid, apparently you have to wash
But-
dishes
but
at your house.
Got a Katy Perry story.
Yeah. All right. So, but here's how it works. If you want your kids to, let's say, for example, you drive like a fucking maniac, your kid's going to grow up driving somewhat conservative and normal.
Not
If
with
you
you.
drive normal,
Yep.
your kid is going to drive like an asshole. If you are a fucking crazy psychic or psycho alcoholic, chances are your kid's going to grow up not drinking much, unless you're like crazy abusive, then you're just fucking your kid up altogether. But it's usually your kid turns out opposite of you, at least for like the first 10 years of their adult life.
Okay.
Maybe they settle back down to some norms in their 30s, 40s, but that rebellious stage, no matter what you're into as an adult, I think your kid just naturally wants to rebel against. Am I right?
For the most part, that is
Okay.
generally common in most cases. It's hard to make that a rule, but I see where you're coming from there.
Yeah. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I think if you grew up with Trump or even Biden being yelled, then if you're, if they're voting for the first time, we might see an interesting outcome. But I'm going to watch it. I'm going to take notes. I might even do a short show tomorrow solo. You guys are welcome to join me, obviously, if you want, just on some of the outcomes and thoughts and whatnot of the show, of the debate.
Are there any drinking games related to tonight's
Yeah, well,
debate?
that's what I was thinking about, like the top 10 words that you're probably going to hear tonight. Obviously,
This is like, is this bingo?
yeah. So
Yeah.
if you hear false, like you got to drink. If you hear me and Joe, you have to drink. If you hear immigrants, you have to drink. If you hear illegals, you have to drink. If you hear
Cats.
huh?
Cats.
No, I don't think they're going to bring that up. That's Twitter nonsense. But so did you hear that one, Joe?
Is that the JD Vance one with the
No.
Haitian?
Well, there's a whole thing going on right
some
now.
sort of immigrants are eating their pets.
Yeah. So now they're
Is that
saying
the thing or
that
no?
people from Venezuela coming here, they're culturally adapted to eating cats and dogs and birds and whatnot. So there's this thing going around Twitter that they're stealing people's pets and eating them. I don't have any evidence of it. It's just going around Twitter. So I don't think
Venezuela? Really?
Yeah, Venezuela is now the new thing that is coming up because of Venezuelan gangs that are going in, apparently occupying some of these cities and apartment complexes and whatnot.
Maybe this is just some sort of like slander to just get people to turn against them.
I mean,
It's like you can't hate somebody for a sex scandal or a fraud or money scandal, but if they were dogfighting, you're going to turn against them fast.
well, yeah, I mean, they're definitely
Like
using it to
that's what I'm
try
saying.
to
Like
get
it's
some Democrats
yeah.
on the edge.
Well, I'm not
there.
saying it's Democrats. I don't know.
Well,
who's
Democrats are
doing it, but-
so. I think that Democrats are typically like the animal lovers. I'm not saying Republicans aren't, but you get a lot of people on the Democratic side who are definitely animal lovers who might kind of turn and twist to the immigration issue, because that's like a big issue, is the immigration issue, and they might turn to the other side if they think the immigrants are eating their cats. So I'm just saying it's on Twitter, so it must be true. I keep on saying Twitter. It's now X. Sorry. So
I feel like the phrase of the year has got to be the platform formerly known as Twitter.
yeah. I still naturally call it Twitter.
Just because of that, like every 87 characters gets added to every time they do a news article.
Is it still
Yeah.
a tweet
Whatever
though?
it is. Yeah.
I call
You
it
still
tweets.
tweet?
I call it tweets. So a lot of people call it posting, whatever. I tweet. I don't care. But I have the channel we have on Twitter. It's what do they call it?
Channel.
Premiere or whatever we have to pay. So we can post like
Premium.
additional premium. Thank you. So we can post additional characters and we can edit the post. So it's the show has a paid account.
He's got a validated check mark.
You got a checkbox
Right.
because you're a celebrity.
Lisa Keller. Lisa is on the way. She texted me earlier saying she was leaving work, so she should be there anytime now. So your girl will be here soon.
And Retrofan is confirming the cat eating conspiracy, saying that there are videos to prove it.
Oh,
Wow.
she just
Okay.
texted me. She said it's taking longer than expected. Streets are blocked because Biden is having dinner at a restaurant on the next block.
Oh,
Then she
Nice.
said he didn't invite me. No, he didn't. She's on her way though, Keller.
you can just show up and it said he invited you, and he will remember if he did or not.
That's
True.
true. That's true. He may have
Don't you
invited
remember?
He may have. Yeah, just say, hey, you invited me 10 years ago. Oh yeah, so now I get to go again. So yeah, other phrases to drink to.
Believe me.
Insurrection.
It's going to be great.
Insurrection. You're going to hear
Think so?
Kamala say that quite a bit. I think Trump will use some slang terms like Kamila. That's the new
Kamala.
phrase.
He's going to mispronounce her name.
Kamala.
Oh yeah. No wait, it's for communist. Kamila is
Oh.
what they're saying on the tweets now. So you'll hear a lot of that. What else? We said insurrectionists. We're probably gonna get flagged by YouTube now.
How often is
Assassination?
one side or the other going to be screaming over their muted mics when
Probably
it's
a
not their
lot.
turn? Because they said that they're going to be muting the mics when
Yeah.
one side is talking so the other one can't
Yeah.
interject.
And
Probably a lot.
And they wanted to keep them open because they know that if it's open, Trump will say something stupid to incriminate himself. Makes himself look bad
Is that
when he has the
possible?
open mic.
I mean, he has open cases. So, I mean, that must be difficult. You're going into a presidential debate, but you have open criminal cases or court cases, and you can't really.
Didn't they just release
he did an
didn't
interview.
he just do like somebody either from his camp or he said it something about Trump believes that if you are found guilty of a crime, you should have to, serve prison time. They were talking about somebody being
right, but
what's
he
the word
doesn't.
I'm looking for? Like a presidential, like a pardon, somebody being pardoned or whatever it was. And somebody from Trump's camp said, he believes that if you're found guilty of a crime, you should do prison time. And it's like, he probably shouldn't be commenting on anything legal right now just because he has several pending cases. And I'm not saying he's guilty of all or some of them, but you've been found guilty that you're going to have to appeal it. But at the same time, you shouldn't be saying if you're guilty, you should do prison time because technically he's guilty as of right now.
Well, but his defense is that it's political and his charges were brought up for political purposes. So he's being, persecuted for political purposes.
Which is exactly what he says he's going to do day one. He was going to go after all of his enemies.
Right.
He's going to prosecute all of his enemies.
Yep.
What about the American citizens who just need a fucking president? Can we just get somebody?
We're beyond that.
I know. That's why I don't like either one of them right now. Like,
we're beyond that.
I don't know. I think both candidates are shit. I think for the next 4 years, we're going to live.
Beyond that.
Well, I mean, until it'll be the last year for Trump because he can't run again if he gets elected.
If he doesn't get elected, he will run again.
Right. But Kamala, they're going to see if she's worth two shits. And to be honest with you, I haven't seen her do anything. So I don't know.
That's the problem.
You've seen her do the last 4 years. So, I mean, that's the thing is people are saying, well, is she responsible for what's going on in the last 4 years? Because she's been part of the presidential, decision-making process as far as vice president is concerned. But is she really? Like, is Joe Biden even making decisions at this point? Like, I don't think he's made a decision for 3 years. I think somebody else is in control of both of them, Barack Obama. But we'll see how that goes. All right. But
our country would be running better if it was Barack Obama.
Here's the thing, though. You'll have the Trump family, I think, line up for the next bid in the White House if Trump doesn't make it.
For sure. One of his sons is going to step up and try to take his place.
Yeah. Maybe even Ivanka.
I don't know.
I feel like didn't his family kind of step away after he?
I feel like I probably would have voted for her. I don't really like the Trumps, but I probably would have voted for her.
She's more level-headed.
Yeah.
And she's more
She's
moderate.
got a sensible pump on
She's more moderate.
She also stepped up and said, Dad, whatever you did, I don't support that.
Right.
I mean, not in those words, but she basically said after everything that he did with January 6th and all that, she said, yeah, I'm out. I'm not going to.
Yeah, she's more level-headed, and I think
I feel like that's when she kind of distanced her. Like his family's kind of distanced themselves since his last election. So
she has, but the rest of them haven't.
Like, I don't know if he's going to have his entire family as cabinet members like he did the first go round. Like, are they going to?
What's the wife's name?
Melania.
So now she's coming out. Now she's coming out with a video.
Beyonce, Melania.
Beyonce. She's coming out with a video wanting answers about the assassination attempt because apparently it's been dropped. Nobody's talking about it anymore. If this was like in the 80s and 90s, you have a presidential assassination attempt, you're talking about it for a fucking year. And like nobody's even talking about it at all. It didn't even make a Time cover. It didn't even make a Newsweek cover. I was in the bookstore.
Newsweek?
Yeah, I was in the bookstore. Literally, asked Laura. I was in the bookstore looking for a magazine that would have it on the cover. And they're like, oh, yeah, they don't come out till next week. Next week it came out. Yep. They're not. It was totally dismissed by any of the major, like People Magazine, Time, all of them didn't put anything on it. Are you going back
to like the collectible items that you see on some of these TV shows where someone has like the newspaper article when JFK got shot?
Yeah, I had that.
Or my mom had the newspaper article when we landed on the moon.
Yeah.
Like that was a thing
to like collectibles.
That was a thing to like save like the New York Times or the Post. That's with like the front page ad that we landed on the moon.
That's the exact reason why I was looking for it, because I'm into collectibles. Doesn't matter what it is. I like collectibles shit. So I was trying to find it for collectible purposes, and they just didn't make it. So I even bought the Taylor Swift collectible 1 through 4s.
I did.
We have Brad in the house giving a wiener.
What?
Avocado, hot dog,
put your glasses
donut, pretzel emojis, which I'm not sure what that means, but I think it's, I want to bang this.
I'm pretty sure it's a bunch
hot dog
of
thing.
phallic shaped items and holy foods.
Right.
And speaking
Okay.
of collectible things, I'm pretty sure my mom recorded over my first steps on video with the Princess Diana funeral.
Oh.
Saying. Probably thinks it's worth
I did a
something, but it's not.
commercial for Sizwiz, me and my brother back in the 80s.
For what?
and We recorded over it. Sizwiz, it was a local barbershop and like haircut salon, whatever, in Temple Terrace. And my mom, me and my bandmates recorded over it for some stupid thing we were doing. And my mom was so pissed. Like literally, like you don't want to know.
Like you tape over your wedding video with like a football
just
game.
just as bad. Yeah.
I feel like that's been on like every like sitcom.
No, so me and my brother were in this commercial, and it was like so big where it was like played on MTV locally in Tampa. And so in my third grade class, Mrs. Bridges, my third grade teacher, turned on the TV for like an hour until it came on. And it came on. Everybody's like, oh yay!
Yeah, right in the middle of Beavis and Butthead.
No, way before that. way. Yeah, you're talking the Jetsons, maybe. So
On MTV.
it was
Right.
big. It was big, right? So
I don't think MTV was around when he was talking about this. How old were you?
I was in 8th grade. What's that equate to?
Probably right before
13? 13?
No, 13 in 8th grade.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Did I say 8th grade? I meant 3rd grade.
Oh, well, that's a big difference.
Yes,
Yeah.
3rd grade.
I
My
was going
bad.
to say
My bad.
8 or 9,
no,
maybe.
MTV wasn't around then.
3rd grade. My bad. I was in Temple Terrace Elementary School, Miss Bridges, 3rd grade. Sorry.
MTV wasn't around.
Maybe 8 or 9.
Oh, Lisa is in the house. So,
Hi, Lisa.
Yes.
Sup?
and Keller, you can relax now. She's here.
Yep.
She made it home. He was going to go put the lookout for you in New York. So yeah, I don't know what we were talking about, but Melania,
Mm,
Ivanka.
next.
Yes. All right. So James Earl Jones has died. Darth Vader. I mean, Did
you know
sad to
that?
see,
Mu-
but
mu-
Did you know
Mufasa.
that James Earl Jones and Carrie Fisher never even met until they did a little like a special episode on Big Bang Theory?
Really?
really,
Well, because he just did the
He
voiceover
did
for the
voiceover,
show.
so he was never he wasn't in the suit. He was all voiceover. So they
Right.
did an episode where James Earl Jones, playing himself, took Sheldon to Ding
Carrie-
Dong Ditch, Carrie Fisher's house.
Yeah.
And then, she comes out
That's
with
not
the bat.
funny anymore.
She's like, it's getting old, James. So there was a clip that I saw that was like their first time.
That's
on that
interesting to
show.
know.
yeah.
Yeah, because I was telling Chrissy about that the other day, and she's like, wait, James Earl Jones, which one is that? I was like, remember Big Bang Theory when they're in the steam room and he's like, we're going to Tijuana, bang, 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 ay, ay.
Whoa.
I never saw that one.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways.
Brad says, Luke, I am dead. Too soon.
So who's the next one?
So the thing was, he wasn't even intended to be in the movie originally, and the guy who did the inside the costume had a heavy British accent.
Yeah,
And after all the editing, they felt like it didn't work right.
David Prowse.
Okay, I can't remember the guy's name, but yeah, he had a heavy British accent.
Mhm.
They said, yeah, it didn't work
Luke,
right.
I am your father. Is
So
that
they had-
British?
so they
No,
they had to rewrite.
that's like
They had to re-record everything.
Think Austin
that's
Powers.
like John Travolta
Think
and like when he
Wait,
was
wait,
in.
no, that's John Travolta doing an impression of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Look, I am your father. Oh.
It's people with bad ears heard
Yeah.
John Travolta doing Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
All right. I did not pee before the show, and I forgot to, so I'm gonna have to take a pee break here in a momentarily. So you guys are gonna have to carry the show for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, we do that often.
I know.
Mhm. We are the show.
Yeah. So we do have a I don't know. I'm trying to cram shit in because
Because there's
we-
so much to talk about.
That's
Well-
like your sex life.
Why don't we have?
barely. No, I have
We should ask you. Did things get crammed in?
no. All right. So
She won't even put herself on camera. What she
won't.
said?
I wanted to talk to Will James about this Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek or Tyree?
Tyreek.
You spelled his name wrong.
Oh, don't go by that. Maybe it is Tyree. No, it's Tyreek. Pretty sure. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong.
Leave a comment.
So he was pulled over. He was speeding in a construction zone.
Why do you want to talk to Will James about this?
Because he's an NFL guy.
He's a sports
He's
dude.
our sports.
Oh,
He's our
I
sports.
thought that was
Isn't-
Garby.
Isn't he a Miami fan?
I thought
Gar-
Garby was
Garby's
our
MIA.
resident.
Garby's
sports
MIA.
expert.
I don't know what's going. We can call Garby, but he's probably
Yeah, let's call
on
him.
Kid Watch or something. But he was pulled over. If you see the full body cam video, the cop is sitting. There's construction cones. I don't know if it was declared a construction zone, but it was like a construction site. Okay, so we're gonna give Will James a call here.
Didn't we have a similar situation like 2 months ago with a golfer, where the golfer got arrested right before his tee off?
Will James of Must Not Kill. How are you doing, sir?
Oh, that's why you're wearing the
Drew
shirt today.
of Drinking with Drew. How are you doing, man? I'm doing great.
All right. So I wanted to get your take on the Tyreek. Is it Tyreek or Tyree? It's Tyreek with a K.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Some people call him Tariq, but it's Tyreek Hill traditionally.
Okay.
And yeah, man, I figured that'd be the first thing on the docket.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk to you about it. I saw the body cam footage. I'm assuming you saw the full body cam video at this point.
I did see the whole body cam video footage. I also saw the breakdown on the Dan Levitard show with Stu Gott's podcast. So I've already been down the rabbit hole so many times. I'm curious as to your perspective. Yeah, with your background in law enforcement and private investigation.
While
so-
you were down the rabbit hole watching that video, did you masturbate to it?
No, that's not my particular kink. But some people are actually engaging in such activities based on the internet.
Just wanted to know.
I have a very short synopsis of the situation. Okay, here's what happens when you have hot-headed, egotistical cops who encounter hot-headed, egotistical millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
It's the perfect storm. It's the perfect storm. You have alpha male versus alpha male, ego versus ego, and who is going to end the show, and that's basically what you saw on Sunday.
At any time, did the guy say, "Do you know who I am"?
No,
But I
but
No,
feel like
he
a-
avoided that. He avoided that entirely. He did make several references. Like once, first of all, I did see that at one point he attempted to roll the window up during the conversation initially while he was in the car.
right.
A lot of people are saying that was a mistake. Debatable, but he would later clarify he was trying to avoid photos being taken, which was not him saying, "Do you know who I am?" But he was trying to insinuate that, hey, I'm a person of some kind of
Right,
status. I don't
but
want my photo being taken.
I understand his excuse for that, and I'm not saying it's not a proper
Were there
excuse,
people
but
around to take photos?
Yes,
You
he was a
should-
block from the
you
stadium.
should have
Okay.
somehow, I don't know if it would have even been possible, but somehow communicated that to the cops. Like, hey, man, I don't want my photo to be taken or people to videotape me. The communication.
I'm pretty sure he attempted to communicate that, but they approached him with some hostility,
Oh, yeah,
right
for
off the
sure,
bat that
for
they
sure,
were all about
for
it.
sure. Yeah. And I'm not,
What
again,
was he pulled over for
egotistical
originally, though?
speeding, reckless driving.
And
okay?
at one point, I heard one of the cops say something to the effect of, as they were pulling him out of the car, they asked him, "Is this your car?" So they didn't realize until after they had already pulled him out who he was. So they
Right.
just assumed, here's an African American male and a McLaren, which is, statistically not likely. So they probably assumed the worst, like, oh, it's a stolen car, and oh, we're gonna get,
I don't think
But then when
that's
they
the
found
case.
out, their tune changed once they found out who he was.
I don't think that's the case. I mean, I think cops at this point understand that black people can be millionaires. I don't think,
Especially when he's right at the stadium.
I don't think we're going that old school with it. I just think it's, hey, you're doing 90 miles an hour in a construction zone. And I don't know if you saw that part of the video where there were construction cones and the guy's a motorcycle cop and he's like a traffic
Correct.
traffic guru.
Sorry to interrupt you, but my latest understanding of the case is that there was a visual confirmation of 65 degrees
Right,
miles an
okay,
hour.
That's fine. I don't
So
know the
they
difference.
didn't even
but-
clock him. They didn't get an exact speed on him. So there's not even confirmation of how fast he was going.
Okay, but with that being said, they stopped him what was originally said for reckless driving. When you use the word reckless driving, you're insinuating that it's a criminal offense because reckless driving is a crime. Careless driving is a civil infraction. So
Reckless is over like 30 over the speed limit or something.
there's nothing. What reckless driving means that you have a willful and wanful intent to cause harm with a vehicle. Okay, so you can either by culpable negligence or by just ignorance or by willful and wanful attempt or intent to cause a disregard to the safety of others around you, so,
And
or yourself.
Any speeding in a construction site may be
Well, but
considered
I don't.
that
I
as
haven't
well.
heard anybody say it was a construction site. I just saw cones in the camera. So
Probably because it was a
video.
block
It
away
could
from
just
the
be traffic,
stadium.
traffic control. for
Yeah.
the stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
That area specifically, like there's nothing there but the stadium and like maybe a little strip mall. So the
Right.
traffic was definitely being controlled for the game.
Right.
I tried the strip at the mall one time. It did not go over well.
Yeah, I mean, so I think his attitude had a lot to do with the results, and I think the cops obviously very hot-headed, 4 against 1 with the attitude, but then you had his buddy step in, and that didn't go well either. So I just think it was the perfect
his
storm.
teammate stepped in, and then he just attempted to make sure that everything was okay. Which obviously you probably don't want to approach a situation like that. But then ensuing was that his teammate was being given 3 different contradicting commands by the cops. One was telling him to leave, one was telling him to stay.
Right.
So he was trying to comply and was, because they were all not organized with each other, like you said, hot-headed, it just resulted in further confusion and
Right.
escalation. And these officers are supposed to be trained in de-escalation, and I did not see any de-escalation in that video.
Well, those cops, I can tell you right now, just based on their attitude and their age, they're old school cops that were probably started in the 90s and probably maybe even the 80s. That type of cop mentality is what they're trying to kind of, I guess, move out of. You don't see a lot of verbal judo from those type of cops, especially traffic cops where all they do is write tickets.
Right.
But I guarantee you, if Tyreek would have said, here's my license, kept his window down, he probably would have got an extreme verbal warning, and that whole thing would have been over in 3 minutes.
Even if he got a ticket.
Well, I doubt he would have even gotten a ticket because
Take the ticket and go.
they would have realized who he was. I mean, like, all right, man, take off. But
Yeah, and the general consensus is that he definitely did not perform perfectly in the situation, but even the level of like ego, hot-headedness that he displayed, the ensuing reaction was definitely unwarranted. Like, and he ended up saying in his post-game press conference, "What if I wasn't Tyreek Hill? What if I wasn't a name? What if I wasn't famous?"
he would have been in
could
jail.
have been another George Floyd, man. It could have been another
I think he
situation
just
where
went-
it's
I
a
think-
nameless person.
I mean, I'm not going to say no is never, but I think that he would have been in jail. I think if he wasn't Tyreek Hill, he would have definitely gone to jail.
Who were they playing that
Or
day?
or he might have been killed. You know what I mean? Like, but obviously that's the most extreme example. But we have seen that. We saw it during
But-
George Floyd, and that was someone whose name we didn't even know before we knew it. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't an officer or two from the arrest get put on
Yeah, but
administrative
that's
leave?
normal. That's not.
Yeah, one
crazy.
of them has been, but and I actually listened to an interview with Tyreek's agents this morning, and they are going to be pursuing some kind of action. They haven't decided what kind. They haven't announced what kind of action they're going to be looking for, but they definitely want some kind of action to be taken beyond
Can we
just
guess?
administrative leave.
Can we guess what attorney's going to be handling the case?
You go right ahead.
Go
I mean,
ahead.
you guys know more than we do. But
There's a prominent attorney that handles all the civil rights cases, so I'll leave it at that.
Specifically with
Crump.
football players.
Not who?
Crump?
Crump. Yes.
Crump, not Trump.
I said Crump.
I know. Crump.
The most impressive thing, though, to me, obviously this is, there's some social implications here, but the man returned an 80-yard touchdown
Oh yeah,
right
he
after
did. He
this.
played great.
And did you see that celebration that he did where
Yes.
he had his teammate pretend to put him in cuffs?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Beautiful.
Mm.
I mean, he's going to become the winner out of this, regardless. He's got the backing of the Dolphins. He's got the backing of the community. He's going to get the final okay. But what you don't realize is by this happening, it means I can drive 100 miles an hour to the Dolphin Stadium, and it's okay now because the Dolphins have said that his actions were okay. So I'm going to I'm going to go to a Dolphins game.
I don't want to speculate that far because again, it wasn't 100 miles an hour. They don't know how fast he was going. They have a visual confirmation of
that
65,
car,
which could mean
that
anything.
car cannot do 60 miles an hour. I'm just saying, like that car
Idling.
is doing 100 miles an hour,
Right.
like in first gear. I don't care. But either way, he was hauling ass. But I don't care. I speed. I'm not saying be a
No,
nerd.
you don't. Nerd alert right
no,
there.
on my motorcycle, I happen to ride a little
Okay.
fast on my bike.
Clarify.
When I'm driving, I'm kind of a slowpoke just because I'm, I've done
because you're old.
187 miles per hour. Okay. I'm not trying to go out there and speed.
Exactly. Is that the record?
That's my land speed record. Yes. But I'm just saying that if the Dolphins aren't even criticizing 1 ounce of what he did, then they're setting themselves up for failure because they're kind of promoting that egotistical NFL player mentality. So I think they should at least come down and said, well, let's try. And maybe they're going to do that in private, maybe not publicly, but
I would assume in private. But the thing is, though, like if they wanted to make that fine of a point, it kind of takes away from the fact that whatever he did to initiate the stop in the first place, the response was just so overwhelmingly just overstated and excessive. And when we talk about excessive force, like that's the thing they have to come out and condemn because that outweighs whatever speeding was going on. He also got cited for not wearing a seatbelt, I believe, as well.
Okay. But I mean,
they're not going to be like, hey, wear your seatbelt or, don't, put your neck and possibly put people in situations to get injured and use excessive force. That's the more important thing.
I just don't agree that it was excessive force. Yeah. They went to the ground. They handcuffed him. The guy's a big guy. Did they kind of do it in an egotistical fuckery way? Yes. They probably should have gave him maybe like 10 more seconds to get out of the car, but excessive force, batons didn't come out, OC spray wasn't used, tasers weren't used, guns weren't used.
They didn't draw.
So, I mean, it wasn't it's called just, detaining somebody. Did they have to put him on the ground? No, but if they didn't, would he have let them? I don't know. I mean, those are questions we'll never know. But
he obviously let them because it happened. He didn't resist, but it's still at that point,
right?
4-on-1, and you're an NFL player. You're trained in, let's just call it what it is. The NFL is a combat sport, and so to a certain degree,
if he wanted to throw down,
he showed remarkable restraint.
Yeah, he could have thrown down, but I mean, that would have been real bad.
And he showed restraint. He showed remarkable restraint, and he's even come out and said that he wants unity with the police. He tried to shake the officer's hands after the altercation.
I agree with you 100%. The problem is, and let's go freedom of speech here. His mouth. He should have just shut his mouth like for 10 seconds and he didn't do that. And cops hate that shit. And again, it's egotistical cops versus egotistical millionaires. And that is the perfect storm. He should have just,
you got a point there.
If he would have shut his mouth for 10 seconds and just let it ride, he just probably would have not even gotten taken out of the car. So I don't know. I see issues on both sides. I'm glad it all worked out to a good, if you want to quote that, ending. But I mean, it could have been handled better on both ways. Is my final thought.
Yeah, that's been the general consensus of everything I've read as well. Like it both, spot on.
Okay, all right. I am going to head out. I got to take a pee, so I'm going to end this phone call. I did want to talk to you a little more about
no Baker
NFL,
Mayfield talk. All right.
I know. I might call you later. I don't know. I just really got to pee so bad. If you want to talk to Laura and Joe, you can do that. But I got to piss. You want to stay?
Your thing. Thank you for having me on. As always, Drew, your support is awesome. As always.
All right.
I'm heading back to an open mic karaoke after that. Catch you later, guys.
All right. See ya.
See ya.
All right.
Must
Quick
not will.
break for me. Laura, take over.
What should we talk about while he's gone?
Ow! You stepped on my mic or my headphones and almost ripped my damn head off. Too many damn cords back here.
It happens.
I always say there's always new cords that pop up in my little area.
So Laura, when was the last time you went to Spain?
Never.
Never been to Spain?
Nope, I haven't left the continent.
So there's an article in the paper this week, in the internet paper, as it will, about grocery stores in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're familiar with the whole pineapple thing down here in Florida with the old people in the pineapples?
Apollo Beach and those swingers.
And if you have pineapples in front of your house, that means you're open to the lifestyle.
Right.
And you're open
Which,
to
by the way,
share.
my grandmother had 2 in front of her house.
Did you know what it was for or no?
I don't think so. She thought they were just meaning welcome.
Because it's a pretty thing, It's Hawaiian, it's pretty. So apparently, like, the pineapples mean, like, you're in the lifestyle here in Florida. But over in Spain, they have this new thing that somebody put on social media, that they put pineapples in your grocery cart while you're at the grocery store, and you put it upside down, and you go down the wine aisle. I think it's like a Tuesday or a Wednesday between like 6 and 7 o'clock or 7 and 8 o'clock in a certain, grocery chain. And that means that you're open to single and you want to mingle and you want to get a date and
Nice
you know,
butt.
and if you, it's basically like if we were to say, hey, you know, Tuesday nights at 7:00, go to Publix and put a pineapple in your cart, and that's an easy way to know who's single and who's available and who's interested in hooking up.
So it's like speed dating at the grocery store.
I actually wanted to be
Basically,
a part of this conversation, Joe.
Well, we just wanted to talk without you, but
I know.
you know, how was supposed
We
to
were
talk
just-
about you?
Filling the time and letting everyone know what it's about before you came in and put
So-
in your 2 cents.
So the grocery store in Spain is saying, hey, we didn't post this. You guys are doing this like on your own. Like social media is posting it. And they're like, you know, the people are showing up at the
But
grocery
I want to
store.
post this. I want to post this story to the Apollo Beach and the Riverview group pages. So,
Yeah.
Can we do this at Publix? Can we start a trend here?
I mean, you might be standing in the aisle by yourself and nobody's going to know what it is, but
Well, that's why we got to make it, a trend.
Just
Go
make sure
ahead.
you don't try buying wine at 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning like I
No.
did one time and had to be told, ma'am, you can't buy that.
So you're standing in.
the wine aisle
You have to have the pineapple in your cart
in your cart
Upside
upside down.
down.
upside down. How does
Yeah.
that work though? Because you got the
Put it
things
in the-
coming out of
I
the
don't
pineapple.
know. All I know is that the grocery store chain in Spain said, you know, you guys are doing this on social media. We're not the ones posting it. So they're like upset because people are going into the grocery store, picking things up from the fruit aisle, leaving it in the wine aisle, and they have to go and clean up after these people afterwards.
What are they cleaning up?
I don't know. Apparently, like
Are they fucking in
they're
the
leaving
aisle?
they're leaving stuff laying around,
Condoms?
like products laying around the store.
No, they're just
that have to be like put away. So
like
they,
when assholes don't return the shopping carts in the parking lot, the assholes are
Yeah.
returning the pineapples to the
Oh, so they're
produce
just going
department.
and grabbing the pineapple
and leaving it like
and leave.
in- and leaving it in the wine aisle,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
they just walk out. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, after an hour and nobody else shows up with an upside down pineapple, they just
Oh.
leave it there and go.
I guess.
I thought they were bringing
So-
the pineapple with them into the store.
Apparently,
That makes much more sense.
The grocery store clerks, the people that work there, are taking the display of pineapples and trying to like put it in the back room before 6 o'clock. So this way they can't do it.
Keller says, "What if I have an upside down pineapple cake in my cart?"
Means you're bisexual.
I don't think that counts.
Upside down pineapple cake.
Yeah, I don't think that
I don't
counts,
know.
Keller. I mean,
I
ask
mean-
Lisa.
Means you swing both ways.
Okay,
So I mean, we should do it. I mean,
We
just
should try it.
stand in the wine aisle with your pineapple upside down. And
it's
see if
got to be the
anything
wine
happens.
aisle, and
I
it's
don't
got to
know.
be a
It's-
pineapple upside down in your
And
cart.
you have to be in Spain.
No, you got to be in Riverview or Gibsonton or Apollo Beach. The Drinking with Drew area. We're gonna try it. What if we try it at Party Liquors?
You have to post it to all of our fans.
It's literally the whole thing is a wine
It's
aisle.
the wine aisle.
So you have to bring your own pineapple to
Well, I'm sure
Party
there's
Liquors.
there's like 6 wine aisles and like 9 liquor
What if
aisles.
Party Liquors starts selling pineapples?
I mean, they might have like canned pineapple.
What if it's a pineapple
Or
liqueur?
pineapple juice.
What's a pineapple? Yeah, you pineapple juice.
They might have
What if
pineapple
it's
juice, like
3
mixers.
limes
Mm-mm.
in your cart?
No,
Very specific
That-
number.
I mean, you could start a new trend.
Joe,
know?
you gonna do another
I think I will.
twisted pretzel?
Not yet, but I will get there. And like,
You're not there yet?
no, because I was still finishing my other drink too.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm there
Sorry.
yet. Send me another one, beer winch.
You could have gotten when you walked past, but you know.
I was in a hurry. All right, so we're gonna try this, Joe. I'm gonna put you in the car. All right, so I also want to promote the magic show this Saturday. Let me pull it up. We're going to be at the Mr. He wants to be clear. He did not organize this event. He is.
He's not the only one at the event.
He's
said.
not
He
the
didn't
only
say
one
he didn't
at the
organize
event.
it.
He didn't organize it, but he is performing.
The Mr. Bones show.
No, it's not the Mr. Bones show. Hang on. It is the free Magic Jam, September 14th, 1 to 3 p.m. at the Spook Easy Lounge, 1909 North 15th Street in Tampa, Ybor City.
Ybor.
So we're going to be there. We're going to be doing some street interviews, Joe.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
Oh,
We were specifically requested to be there. So we're going to be there, and we're going to do
I mean, you
some
can't let
interviews.
the fans down.
Yeah, so we're going to do some
What the
interviews.
fans want.
We're going to wear our Drinking with Drew shows. We're going to give Laura the camera.
shows. Gonna be
T-shirts.
wearing our Drinking with Drew shows.
Shirts, sorry. We're going to do our Drinking with Drew shirts, and well,
Maybe a temporary tattoo or something.
yeah, I mean, who knows? Yeah, we got some left, and hand some stickers out, do some street interviews.
You know, it'd be a very nice day. You know,
I think
maybe
Casey's
maybe
bringing
we'll
her,
go to
her girls.
Nice.
we might go to Home Depot. I don't know if we have enough time.
Mm, Maybe. I mean,
That's okay. No one else will get that joke.
it's all right. So yeah. So Mr. Bones is going to be there doing magic, and that is, are we allowed to say his regular name? Mr. Bones.
Wasn't he the guy from that band?
That is the guy from the band.
The guy from that band.
That one band. All right, Laura, what's the weirdest thing you've done while driving?
Or had done to you while you were driving?
I don't think I've done anything weird. I mean, I drive like an asshole.
Or when someone
but
else was driving.
I don't think I've done anything weird.
That means Drew's getting no roadhead.
It means you have a very boring life.
Drew is not getting roadhead.
Very,
I'm too busy paying attention to the people I'm passing, and so that I don't crash my car going 90 miles an hour on the regular down the highway.
Rolling,
And I say
rolling,
that
rolling.
like that's my average speed. So
Okay.
I gotta be, 10 and 2, eyes on the road.
Have you been pulled over?
Oh, yes.
Do you get tickets or do you get out of it?
Yes.
She doesn't know how to get out of it.
I've about 50-50.
So the last time
But knock on wood, I have not had a ticket in a long time.
I got pulled over, like cop comes up to the door and I put my hands on the steering wheel like this. And my wife is like, "Why are you doing that?" I was like, "Because I've seen a lot of shit on the internet. I've seen a lot of stuff on the news." And I said, "The one thing I can do as a courtesy to the cop is to put my hands up like this on the steering wheel."
Okay.
Just because I know, like, he sees my hands up there. He knows I'm not a threat.
No,
He's
that
got
is-
some confidence. Like,
Yeah.
I still got a ticket anyway, but I thought maybe, like, me giving him a little courtesy would have kind of given me some credit, but
See,
he still gave me a ticket anyway, but
I
I
haven't-
deserved it. Rightly
Well-
so, I deserved it, but,
So in Florida,
it wasn't in Florida, actually. It was Georgia, but,
Well,
you know.
but in Florida, when you have a DUI, it stays on your administrative record. What that means is, there's difference between an administrative DHSMV administrative record and a criminal record. So my DUI was tossed; it got tossed out, but my license was suspended because I refused to blow. So anytime you refuse to blow, don't make any sex jokes, Joe.
I was trying to resist making the joke.
I saw your face. So anytime you refuse to blow, that goes on your DHSMV record. So when they run my tag, it shows up as a suspension, DUI, refusal to blow, blah, blah, blah. So me and Laura were driving back one night, and it was probably, I don't know, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And she was driving because I had
Is
been
your truck?
drinking.
But it's
and it
but
was
it's
my
linked
truck.
to your car.
And yeah, so we drove past a cop and he got behind us and pulled us over. And as soon as he walked up to the truck, he was surprised to see that it wasn't me driving. He let us go, but what was the deal? Like he said, the sticker was wrong or
tag,
something.
The size of your truck, all tags over like a certain
Some-
weight
yeah,
expire
some
like
stupid
December
reason.
31st of every year, as opposed to your birthday, like typical vehicle registrations.
Really?
And they didn't tell us that when he got the truck.
Yeah.
So we were driving around with it suspended for a few months. We're like, what are you talking about? Like, it's still good through, June.
I literally
and
got the sticker from the dealership like
yeah.
months earlier.
That's
the
weird.
black Silverado I had.
That's weird.
Yeah. So, but he was pulling us over because it was late and he thought that he was going to get him a DUI.
That truck smelled like cigarettes. I couldn't even sit in that truck.
Smelled like cigarettes?
Yeah,
I wonder why.
that stunk. That truck stunk.
Yeah. I never smoked in it myself.
You didn't.
I did not.
I was like, oh, I got to get out of here.
Mm-hmm. So back to driving fetishes.
Back
Laura,
to
you've
her?
not done anything weird. This
No.
lady crashed her car because she was shaving downstairs while driving. Can you imagine?
No, I mean, what if you hit a pothole?
Yeah.
You're going to make yourself a new hole.
Well,
Snip, snip, slip, slip.
I've done some weird things while driving, but I've never shaved while
You
driving.
masturbate while you drive?
No, I have not.
So then what kind of weird things could you have done?
I mean, I've had sex while driving. I've had, girl give me, boink, boink, boink. But yeah, I mean, I've never done personal hygiene besides brushing my hair. So it says, do you ever multitask while driving? Taking a call or adjusting the radio is one thing, but a Florida woman took it to a whole new level when she attempted to shave her nether regions while driving. As of this story wasn't Florida enough, Megan Barnes was prepping to visit her boyfriend en route to Key West.
Can we look her up?
So she shaved while her ex-husband, riding shotgun, attempted to steer. Now that's the weird part.
She was driving with her ex-husband in the passenger seat, going to see her new boyfriend.
Yes.
Right.
And he's steering and she's working the pedals.
Right. So despite their...
So whose fault is
Did the
it?
ex-husband have a DUI where he couldn't drive or something?
I don't know. It says, despite their razor-sharp focus, the stunt didn't go as
Razor
planned.
sharp focus.
Distracted by personal grooming, the team rear-ended another vehicle. The result has to be one of the most bizarre driving incidents in history.
But it gets worse.
According to reports, Barnes and company were driving it's a Thunderbird, by the way. That's the most redneck
Old
vehicle in the
school.
world. At about 45 miles per hour through Coogee Key when her grooming efforts took her attention away from the road. The vehicle ahead of her, a Chevrolet SUV, slowed down to make a turn. The preoccupied Barnes didn't notice the change in traffic until it was too late. The result was a rear-end collision. So,
Keller says bang.
Rear end, not front end. Unfortunately, we can't boot or bang this because we don't have a photo.
well, don't worry. Despite activities, the crash didn't result in any serious amputations or injuries. 2 of the passengers in the SUV did sustain minor injuries. You may be unsurprised that this was far from Barnes' first run-in with the law. Just a day before, she had been convicted of a DUI and driving with a suspended license. Despite the incident, Barnes had apparently decided to attempt fate again. Barnes, first, Barnes and her ex-husband tried to flee the scene of the accident, but they didn't get far. Desperate to escape another ticket, Barnes somehow convinced her ex-husband to slide into the driver's seat and take the fall. At this point, I'm truly struggling to figure out what's in it for him, but I digress. That was the Arthur making this statement. Anywho, I really do want to boot or bang this, but yeah, there's no photos of this lady. So that would have been a great
There's
boot
like
or
9
bang.
things to complain about there.
Yeah.
First of all, doing it while you're driving. Second of all, the ex-husband has to be there and watch you shaving your hoo-ha.
Mm-hmm.
Your ex-husband has to be there driving you to your new boyfriend's place.
Right. All right.
You get into an accident and then he has to take the fall for it.
Oh, wait.
Like, what the fuck is his deal?
All right. So I'm just going to put in
Her name? Because they give you her full
Megan
name.
Barnes arrest and put in
Florida.
images. Oh, is this Florida? Yeah.
What county is that down in the Keys? Does the Keys have their own
Monroe
county?
County?
Do they have their own
Yeah.
county though? Like all the Keys, are they one county?
I think so.
We have a lot here.
There's too many of them.
Okay, this is it.
Oh, we found it.
All right,
Oh, Jesus.
Joe.
Are we sure?
I've seen Laura's.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen Laura's face, so I'm gonna have to say boot.
Damn it, Laura. Learn how to play poker. God damn it.
That's what the new boyfriend was trying to do.
All right.
Oh, I mean,
We'll show her.
we can. Oh,
I mean,
if
She
she's
should have
showing
been
up,
doing her roots instead of her cooch.
if she's if she's showing up and you're getting with her, you know what you're getting anyway. So really, you don't.
She's only 37.
You don't need to shave your chucha.
Jesus H.
Whether she shows up with shaved or not, I don't think it's gonna make a deal when
Yeah,
you know
so-
what you're getting.
this is Monroe County Sheriff's
Okay.
Office, Cujo Key.
There's a lot of those keys in between there.
I just want to know why her ex-husband's driving her to her boyfriend's house. Maybe she got a pineapple.
wasn't. She was driving, but she had the. It's like they
No,
both
but
have
he's
a
going with
DUI.
her.
It's like they both have a DUI, so they're like, well, if I steer and you do the pedals, neither one of us are really driving.
I don't know
So
about that.
that's our loophole. Like,
Mm-mm.
The poop hole
why
loophole.
the poop hole loophole?
Now, there's another story where they were waiting in the wine aisle with a pineapple for
Yeah.
3 hours.
That's how she met her boyfriend.
Right. Okay. We could have booter banged that.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. That's a boot.
No, Keller
That's a
said
straight
bang.
boot.
Keller banged.
Hey, it's a nice clean chocha. Well, you assume
I don't know.
you assume it is. I don't know
She
if she
probably
did a
got
good
them
job.
razor burn.
Yeah, she didn't have time to apply that aftershave lotion.
Mm-mm.
Lisa said maybe the carpets didn't match the grapes. Or I'm sorry, the drapes.
The grapes,
Hold on.
from the
Remember
wine
when
aisle.
you used to say the carpet doesn't match the rug?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Those are both kind of the same.
You're like, I don't have a rug.
I'm like, do you have a carpeted butthole or something? Like, what are you talking about? Those are two lower region descriptions.
Whatever. All right. So, Jesus Christ, Laura.
Flip the camera to Laura so we can see her coughing.
All right. So, Joe,
Yep.
when was the last wedding you went to?
Probably about a year and a half ago. I have another one coming up in December, yeah.
I cut your mic off. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Well, you were coughing. So have you ever witnessed a bouquet battle?
No. I've seen lots of them on the internet.
No, I've seen in person many.
Well, it's because you're a photographer and you go to all these weddings to try to pick up chicks.
No, that's besides
doesn't
the
work.
point. That's besides the point. All right, so Laura, camera 8.
Camera 1, camera 2.
Yeah, so
camera
this-
2.
Now these are
Why are you fighting so hard?
like,
Obviously, your boyfriend doesn't buy you flowers.
Most of the cases,
I'm just looking for an upskirt
one
shot. Hang
person
on.
grabs it and the boyfriend just goes running out the room. It's like, fuck no, I ain't letting go.
So what's
How
the-
many boyfriends said, if you get that bouquet, I'll propose?
None.
No, it's like,
Absolutely none.
I
he said,
can
he said you're
guarantee
taking
you-
the bus home tonight.
I can guarantee it's the only reason why those three women were fighting over those fucking flowers so
Like,
hard.
you are taking the
No
bus home
way.
tonight.
Yeah.
I've seen these.
And then they were laughing at the drama that ensued because they're like, watch this.
Most of the times, like, they know who they want to catch it. And, like, everybody else like, gets out of the way and lets them catch it.
I've seen
Yeah.
women run from them.
Yeah.
Men definitely run
Just
from
like
the garter.
They stand in the corner.
Men absolutely run from the garter.
I said none of that stuff at my wedding. Like, they threw the bouquet or whatever, but I said none of that extra stuff.
Well,
I didn't want any of
I've
that.
seen some very sticky situations when it
I've
comes
seen,
from
I've seen some nasty things
putting
on the internet.
garter up the leg and how far are they going to go. Like,
Well,
I've almost seen
the groom
sexual.
has to take it off, and then someone else has to put it
Right,
back on.
right.
Whoever catches the other, like,
it
none
gets
of that
nuts,
shit,
right?
no.
So I've seen some scary situations where it's like the girlfriend of the guy doing the garter is like,
and you have to put it on with
breaking
your
out
teeth.
and
You know,
it. Yeah. So I don't know. These are stupid wedding traditions. But yeah, I've seen a lot of bouquet battles. I don't know why women
I don't know.
are so enthralled into that.
I mean, all
Keller
you got to
said-
do is just give them a bunch of dogs and a bunch of cats, and they don't need a ring.
Yeah, Keller said, I seen one. My band played a wedding of a friend and a fight broke out over the bouquet.
You got to try to say it in his accent.
It was brutal.
Why are you saying all bouquet fights are rednecky? Is that what that accent's
I'm just
about?
going with it. I'm just going with it. I mean, you know,
Drink-
sounded right.
Drink my pretzel.
Drink your pretzel, Joe. All right, so we see more and more that these airplanes are getting into crashes. So they had another one.
Yep. This morning, actually.
Just this morning, Delta and an Endeavor plane collided on the runway. And what's the reason, Joe? I think.
Endeavor's the model of plane.
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
They're
Was
both
it two Deltas?
they're both Delta
Oh, okay.
Airlines.
Okay, that makes
One
more
was
sense.
I think one was a Boeing and one was an Endeavor.
Oh, okay. Makes
I
sense.
think. I think.
Boeing's fault.
Everything's Boeing's fault these days. So I have my suspicions, Joe. I just think it's air traffic controllers that aren't being trained, aren't qualified to be air traffic controllers. They're putting these people in
Even
these
the burp
positions.
tasted like a pretzel.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna feel like we ate 5 pretzels tonight. Keller does not sound like that. I promise.
I feel like I want to take a little packet of mustard
And put it in your beer.
and just like
put it on the tip.
and just like slurp it, and just like suck it right in. I used to do that with duck sauce. Just
Ugh.
open the packet and just suck the duck
I'm
sauce.
sure the ducks appreciate that. But yeah, what's the reason, Joe?
I don't know,
Give
but
me your opinion.
did you see the picture of the crash?
Yeah.
One of the planes, the wing of one plane hit the tail of the other plane,
Mhm.
and that tail
Stuck in there.
was flipped sideways, like
Yeah.
like it was twisted, like
Mhm.
at a 90-degree angle. Like,
Right.
how hard do you have to hit that fucking plane
Camera 8.
for the plane to flip sideways?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess it's good that the other one's wing is so strong that it didn't break.
No, now we're going
But
to
it,
commercials.
but it like flipped over that plane's wing tail. like to a complete 90-degree twist. Like that was pretty cool, actually.
I'm sure not to the passengers.
Well, nobody got hurt, luckily, and no injuries or anything like that. They hadn't even taken off yet.
Right.
I guess one of them was just preparing to take off, or they were both preparing to take off.
But how do you crash a plane? It's
I
not
don't
like
know.
you're going 60 miles an hour.
I don't think it was during takeoff. I think it was just driving around.
Right, but
like,
you're going like 15 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like, how do they not stop?
ah,
Do they not have brakes?
I mean, you shouldn't be crossing an intersection until that plane is like completely out of the way. Like they see them in advance.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's all fucked up.
Run the videotape.
All right, let's see what it does.
It doesn't have the impact.
It doesn't. I don't know.
Nope, you're on a different. There you go.
But it keeps flipping back. I don't know what's going on.
Because you're not a paid subscriber.
Yeah, it keeps going to commercials. It's.
Because you have to watch the commercial.
Well, I don't want to watch I already watched one.
Okay, well, just keep it on there.
All right, we're done with this. Fuck the fucking airplanes.
That was
goddammit.
today. But yeah, I mean, there was another one like a month ago. That there seems to be all this fucking problems with planes. It used to be like the planes are like the safest
Not
way
the
to
planes.
travel.
It's the people operating them, and it's the
Think
people
so?
telling them
No,
what to
because
fucking
it's the
do.
planes too. Because a lot of shit with Boeing. All
Well,
seems to
that's
be
the planes in the air. Yeah,
you had a plane like an engine like fell apart or an engine blew up or something, and then you had another one where the side panel of the plane itself like flew off.
Yeah, that's
Like
in
like
air
parts are
stuff.
falling apart.
That's
and
in air.
And even Trump flies in a Boeing.
Right.
And people are like, well,
Boeing is like the
at
best,
least he flies in a Boeing.
but that's the best. Honestly, the best American manufacturer.
It's the only big name out there.
Right. So
And the sad thing is Boeing spent a shitload of money on their Starliner, which is like their
which is
like
not even going to
space,
be used.
and it fucking failed.
I think it's a hit piece.
Well, they sent it back home empty because they couldn't bring the people back home with it.
But do you know what happens if Boeing goes under?
Oh, we're devastated because
We're
that's the only major airline manufacturer we
are
have.
fucked. And I think it's purposely being.
The only decent competition they have is Airbus, which is a European company, and they make a good plane. Like a lot of the JetBlue flights
But
are
our
Airbus
military-
A320s.
Right. I mean, but
Yeah.
I think it's Boeing is purposely being sabotaged from the inside out.
Yeah.
And I think it's just same thing with America.
Not conspiracy theory, but yeah, for sure.
Keller wants everyone to know that he sounds like Pajama Joe, but manly.
Ouch.
Mm.
Ouch. What did I do to you?
Well,
I'm sorry, but more manly.
I
So
mean-
you have a little manly in there. He just says more
I
manly.
mean, I'm tough. I mean, rub some dirt in it or whatever, but I do get
let's
get
prove this.
misgendered whenever I go to drive-through. I said, "Yes, ma'am." I'm like, "Okay."
Let's see if we can reach
I let it go.
the Keller by phone.
Yeah.
He's busy watching the show.
Isn't it like 3:00 in the afternoon for him? Shouldn't he have a job?
Hello?
I
Lazy
want to
bastard.
prove that you don't sound like a
I
redneck.
got it. Hello?
Are you at home or
I
are
was gonna
you
say,
out
we
and
just
about?
call a landline and the second phone got picked up.
His mom answered.
Hang up, Mom!
Is
Andy from down the block.
is Keller available?
Can he come out and play?
Keller is not here right now.
Okay. Sorry. Oh boy.
Woof, woof.
Oh
Timmy
my
fell down the
God,
well.
You believe that?
No, for a minute I did.
No.
Well, that was my Pajama Joe voice.
Oh, okay. I thought Lisa answered the phone. You guys were busy or something. Thought she made a plane trip
Yeah.
out to Colorado. Anyways, so how's the what's the project you're working on? It was the
Iron Man
the
thing?
Iron Man dealio. Yeah, what's going on with that?
I'm getting there. I've been painting like fucking crazy all week, so
Hmm.
I got everything printed, everything done, except for I'm painting everything. I got to get everything painted within the next 2 weeks before the weather goes to shit and I can't paint outside no more. So
Oh,
It's Colorado. It starts
then I got-
snowing in November, right?
Well, sometimes we get snow where I'm at. It's like end of September, 1st of October.
He's in BFE. Like even
Snows in
UPS charges
September.
$100 just to go out there.
It's not $100.
Didn't cost that damn much.
It was a lot.
Why didn't you just send it regular mail, man?
I don't
Regular
know.
mail works for me.
There's a UPS store right around the corner of my house, so I just went in and like, okay, I'm gonna mail it. I didn't think it was a big deal. It was just
Right.
it was just shocking, you know. Oh, $27 service fee. I'm like, what?
It was 12.
12,
so it was
whatever.
27
27 total. Whatever. But I'm glad you got your ashtray full of
We
doobies.
got dirt, stickers. Yeah, oh yeah, there's a bunch of doobies that roaches in it right now.
There you go. All right. Well, I just wanted to give the audience, you know, the actual Keller voice so people knew that you did not sound like a redneck. Now-
I should. I live around a bunch of them, so.
Now, if you were Jesse Roy, you would, you know, sound a little different.
Well, yeah. Well, of course. You know, his nickname was Redneck, so.
It's
you
true.
know.
We need to find him.
I don't think you want to.
I know. That sucks, right? Half the people we grew up with,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, oh, you don't want to find that dude.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, bro. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks.
See you.
Yeah, bro.
Bro.
Yeah, bro.
Brah.
Hi, bro.
Brah. That was Keller, everybody. All right. So, a Florida deputy leaves his gun
Dick.
in the bathroom stall of a racetrack gas station while using the
Idiot.
bathroom.
Is this a Tampa thing?
And it's Florida.
Okay.
And he leaves. He gets a call. He goes on a call. He realizes when he's on the way to his call that he doesn't have his gun. Now, I will say this. It was not his official sidearm. It was a 320 SIG, which means it was his secondary gun, which was probably like a ankle holster type gun.
You
Does
mean you mean a drop gun?
Wait, does that mean he takes his pants off when he goes to the bathroom and he has to take his gun out of the
Look,
holster in his
there's
ankle?
there's a lot of complications that go into using the bathroom when you have all that rig on. Done it a billion times back in the day. All right. I've never, and this article says he took his bulletproof vest off and his belt off and
He
all
had
this
to-
other shit.
He
He
had
had
the
to
meat
take
shits.
He had to take a shit.
I've never,
Mhm.
ever had to
He had
take
the
my
meat shits.
bulletproof vest
Meat
off while
sweats.
shitting. So I don't know what he was doing in there that required him to take his vest off.
Maybe he was meeting a prostitute.
Unless it was
Right.
in like maybe an outside. A lot of them have outside vests now. I don't know. So, anyways, he says he has to take all this shit off. He leaves his gun in the bathroom. Two guys find it, and
3 guns.
they sell the gun.
But it wasn't a service weapon, though, right? It was a secondary.
It was a secondary gun. Can we go to channel? There we go. So these guys find it in the bathroom.
Wait, are we Buddha banging this?
Too late now.
Too late.
What would the answer be, Laura? Because I don't know what a girl's judgment is.
Boot if they think that they're going to steal a gun and
No,
sell it for
just
$40.
the pictures anyway.
Yeah, no.
No?
No.
It doesn't do it for you?
Not my cup of tea.
The one on the left kind of looks like an actor. I can't picture
I know-
exactly which one it is, but like he looks like an actor.
Sure.
I don't know. So they sell the gun for $40 on Cash App.
Could have got more than that.
That's what I
Mhm.
said. I'm like, $40? Like, at least go for 125, maybe 100. But I guess they were extremely desperate. So
And it's not like they filed off the serial numbers or anything like that, so it's not like an untraceable gun.
no, they found the gun. They got it back. I mean, but this cop has to get disciplined. Obviously,
sure.
Like, I don't think it's going to be a termination type thing, but it could be.
Was the gun used in like a crime
No,
for that or
it
anything?
was not used.
How did they find it?
I don't think it says. It says surveillance. Oh yeah, so the surveillance video captured the two men visiting the restroom after the deputy with one spotted hiding something in their waistband and his pants when walking out of the store. Deputies found the suspects after conducting a license tag search, with Dennis and Brian claiming they found the weapon sticking out of a toilet paper roll. I don't necessarily believe that. But they basically ran a tag from a parking lot video. So yeah, I mean,
You can't do anything wrong these days without being caught on camera.
yeah, you're going to be on camera.
Yeah.
I mean,
Always assume you're on camera.
every way you go in and out of a store, every gas station you're at, every parking lot you're in, every intersection
every
you cross,
porn store.
Just
you're
driving
going
down,
to.
just driving down the street, they're gonna get you on everybody's household.
Every massage
house,
parlor you're going to.
Ring doorbell cameras are gonna get you.
Yeah.
It's not even worth doing anything wrong these days.
No. Joe, if you didn't know it, you're on camera right now.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Right
Just to
now.
let-
That's
let
the
you know.
only reason I can't masturbate tonight.
Or right now.
Right, that's what I'm
Hold on.
saying.
Laura,
That's the only reason.
shut Joe's camera off. Let's see if he starts masturbating immediately. Oh, man.
Wait, I'm not done yet. Okay, you can put it back now.
All right. So
This is a damn good pretzel.
it is, man. I'm yeah, it's,
Like even after a beer and a half, like you start to forget that it's pretzel and it just kind of tastes like a Belgian beer.
yeah.
But then you think about it, like that aftertaste really does give you that salty pretzel aftertaste.
Yep.
It's good.
It's good. It's making me pee a little bit for some reason. So
Right
Laura,
now in your pants?
That's just because you're old.
Not right this second, but it does give me the peas. Laura, why do women fake orgasms?
Just to make you feel good.
I think just to get it over with.
All right.
If they know that's never going to be there, to get it over with.
All right. So here's the article says the reasons women fake orgasms, and 70%.
Is this a top 10 or?
No.
Oh.
70% of women fake orgasms. And the reasons are they get bored. The sex is too long. They don't want to hurt the guy's feelings.
Okay, so make you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And she, like she said, to get it over with.
Yeah.
All right,
Those
so
are
you hit two out of, we hit 2 out of the 3 top.
Yeah. So
What was the first one?
they're bored. They get bored.
Get it over with.
Is that
It's too long.
So both of those kind of
Too
the same
long
thing,
means
then,
it's
right?
not good, because if it's too long and it's not happening for you, something's not happening.
Can I be
right.
honest with you? As a guy, I have faked an orgasm before.
I could picture that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think about you and I think, yeah, that's definitely faked.
I mean, women fall for it just as much as men do.
They could, yeah.
You know, especially if you're claiming that you went inside them, you could fake it. If you spit on their face and make a noise and they have their eyes closed.
But what is it, Joe? You got to pull your hair first?
I mean, things are what they are.
So-
She just needs another clip.
I mean,
That's what I was going for.
it works both ways, but no, 70% of women, I think probably 0.0005 of men have done it. I'm unique. So
He's the unicorn.
I'm the unicorn, but,
But could you tell if they faked it on you?
I can tell when women fake it.
You think
Yes.
so?
Yeah. But I don't say anything. I just let it ride because I'm like, okay.
I called
I
a
get
girl on it once.
You did?
Yeah, I was,
I've
I
never
was like,
have.
oh yeah, that was fake. She's like, how did you know? I was like, because it tastes different. Because I could tell, it tastes different.
Were
When
you with a
it's for real.
transvestite?
No. But I'm like, yeah, that, like the one last week, that was real. The one this week, yeah, that was faked. And she's like, how did you know that? I was like, because it tasted different.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't say anything. I respect
I mean,
why women want to fake, and you know, if they want to fake.
sometimes
let
I
'em
wish
fake.
someone would, so this way it just like it would feel better. You know?
Well, I mean, if they're faking, I'm baking because
That's
I'm just
fine.
gonna blow it.
Yeah.
You know, if they don't want to have it, if they don't want to train me, because here's the thing:
It's about communication.
each girl's different. If there's a guy out there that assumes every girl is the same,
Yep.
and every girl they've been with from the time they were 16 to
If you only
50.
got one move, it ain't working on everybody.
right, every girl's different. They're like vehicles. They drive differently. They feel different. The seats are different. Everything is different. So if you're not
Just put it in
training
reverse.
your man how to drive your vehicle, if you're not giving them an owner's manual, it's on you. Like if you're not telling him how to lick it, stick it, and flick it, that's your problem.
Yep.
Like, because a guy's just going to go by what he knows, and he's going to be like, okay, this worked with one, so I'm going to try it here. Okay, well, that didn't work. So, okay, well, this worked 3 years ago. So let's try this. Oh, well, that didn't work. Okay, only try this. It happened 10 years ago. Well, nope, that didn't work. So they're just pulling tools out of their toolbox. But,
So first times with a new person, it's got to be really awkward these days.
oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not that we would know, but
Well, I mean, you have to learn, like, first off,
you have to kind of give a pass on the first time. First time, you got to give a pass.
first few times. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, because It's like giving somebody a massage. Like every person's different. Some people like it a different way and their bodies are different. So I don't know. You just have to learn their body and you have to learn their insides. But women don't like to tell men. They don't like to direct men and teach them how to make them feel good. And they really need to start doing that.
I feel like there's been way too many like female comedians that talk about this topic.
Yeah. Well, lesbians.
No, but I think it's like Whitney Cummings or like Taylor Tomlinson or whatnot. And they're
Who's
like,
bisexual, possibly a lesbian.
that's true. But it's not like tell you how to do it. It's like, I think they're like, oh, Steve, just call Steve up and ask him and just do exactly what he did.
Right.
Like, a guy just wants to do it.
Yeah.
Where the girl just wants you to be exactly like
The guy that could do
the
it.
guy that could do it.
Now,
Joe, Lisa has a question. What was the Seinfeld move? Was it ending with the swirl?
With the swirl or a counterclockwise swirl?
Yeah.
That's what Keller just said. Counterclockwise swirl.
yeah. I knew a girl.
Or a pinch.
Yeah. So I'm not talking. Well, there was not, I guess swirl and circle is the same terminology, but yeah. They use the term circles, like do circles. So, and I guess that is on the C part.
Yeah, I don't think that was what was related to the Seinfeld
No,
episode.
you
But
sure?
Lisa just said a pinch?
Yeah.
Question mark.
Well, because that was the debate in the episode. He's like, no, I ended with a pinch.
Well, I was directed by somebody at one point in my life that if you take the clitoris and you do it in a circular motion, that
Dolores.
is what really needs to happen. And you can't do it up and down. It has to be a circular motion.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
everyone's different, but I mean, if you go to that website that I gave you last week, the Bad Girls Bible,
Mm-hmm.
there's plenty of techniques that there for men on how to please a woman. You should have read it.
I wrote it.
I read it 3 times. I'm just kidding. I only read it once. But you have to read in order to, know what other techniques are out there that you don't know about yet.
Well,
There was the one technique that they were talking about was kind of like you just put your tongue out there and don't do anything with it and just drag it up and down.
well, that's called the ice cream cone.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Like,
Which works. I mean, that's a
put
good move.
pressure with just
Yeah, the ice cream cone is a good move.
lick it right up.
Yeah. But then is it fast? Is it slow? How much
I don't know.
pressure? Are you licking the top off the ice cream cone? Are you, there's a lot of ways to manipulate the ice cream cone move, but yeah. And the one girl in the room isn't saying anything, so I guess we'll move on.
I'm just letting you guys.
That's because she's never done it.
One day we'll get some ladies
Well,
in the room.
we assume she's never done it, but
One
we
day,
don't know.
One day we'll get some ladies on the Drinking with Drew show that actually want to talk about it.
No, I'm just letting you. Yep, I'm just letting you go.
And then she can
I'm
count.
not sure what that
then
accomplishes,
she
but
can contradict you like later. Be like, yeah, you talk about that on the show, but you are not good.
I've never claimed to be good, Joe.
That's okay.
That is
It doesn't matter to you.
the true. Wow. I've always told Laura, if she wants to, don't ever prohibit your happiness. Go out and find better if that's what you're desiring, because there's definitely better out there.
Sorry, I'm taken.
I know. Now, in a related story, is women agree that the average penis size for men should be 4.5 inches.
4.5.
So I think that kind of saves me a little bit. I think I'm good.
Almost the average.
So I like to see stories like that, makes me feel better.
Yeah, I don't know where that story came from, but
Well, it's an average.
It was written by a man of average size dick.
No,
Probably.
they take a survey. It's
I
a
mean,
survey.
if you say average is average, I mean that's fine.
Small size dick.
I mean,
but-
I can pull the story up and give you why.
Hold on, wait. Let me figure this out. Hold on.
No, you got to. Here's what they say, Joe. And this is from Element. This is from
2 hands at a cap.
This is from back in school. All right, so your finger, you push it down, and then from here up to there, that's supposed to be the size of your ween.
Wait, did you just say they taught you that at school?
Yep, in sex ed.
I never
Obviously, they
had
were only
sex
on the-
ed. I went to Catholic school.
Well,
Yeah. they
all of
didn't
then that
teach-
means all of your school is sex ed, behind the curtains.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
In the confessional.
You do that, and then you get that, and you go there, and then that's supposed to be your size.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You just
So
have to. You go like this, and then this, and then that, and there you are.
No, it doesn't work that way.
That's the way it used to be. I don't know about now.
But here's the thing. It
I
says,
feel like it's shrunk over the
wait,
years.
wait. I messed it up. It says the bean poll or peen poll was
What?
conducted by Zip Health with a
bean
majority of ladies listing 5.5 inches
5.5.
as their lusted after length and 4.5 inches as the ideal girth.
Oh,
Now,
girth.
that's the problem. Like,
Well,
I was
that's-
gonna say
That's not straight across. That's not
Like,
not
but
diameter.
do we have
That's
a-
circumference.
do we have a tape measure in here? Isn't like this beer bottle down like that? Isn't that like
That's circumference. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
isn't
about
that-
5 inches. Yeah,
like that's a
that's
girthy
thick.
ween?
That's thick.
That's yeah, that's thick.
That's thick.
So I don't know. There's some problems. Thought I was
mean-
good.
built like a beer can.
You
Guess
prefer
so.
the can over the bottle?
Obviously, with the length.
All right, cougher. All right. These are just women that were polled, literally. They took a poll. Zip Health asked 100 dudes
Not.
to disclose the penis size they wish they had, with the results revealing that most males would like things larger. The dream length for men was 6.5 inches, while their desired girth was 5.5 inches.
I wouldn't even know like what 5.5 inches like girth was.
It's got to be the size
Like,
of
I
a
never
beer-
like.
Well,
Wait.
your knuckle is an inch, like your thumb knuckle.
Okay.
It's probably a soda can.
No, that's got to be more.
I don't know.
I mean, that soda can that would fucking rip you in half.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, that's huge.
Okay. I don't know.
Considering a soda can's about like 2 inches diameter, which is I guess like 6.5 inches.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No,
It
that's
says
one.
the average size of a flaccid man's penis is 3.6 inches, and the
Flaccid.
average size of an erect penis is 5.17 inches.
See, it's times like this that I miss Dr. Ruth, that she died this year.
It's Dr. Drew.
No,
No,
but Dr.
I'm the
Ruth
new. I'm
died
the
this
new.
year.
I'm
There,
the new
there is a
Dr.
Dr. Drew, and
But
you
I'm
can't
the.
be
I'm the
Dr.
new
Drew.
doctor. I'm the new Dr. Drew.
There is a Dr. Drew, and we don't like him. But
So-
Dr. Ruth died this
Why-
year,
why
and
don't
she's
you-
the one. She's
Why
the
don't
one
you
that,
like Dr. Drew?
I have nothing against him. I just have nothing specifically for him.
Hmm.
But
So
Dr.
the
Ruth is
circumference
the
of a
one.
beer can is over 8 inches, almost 8
Oh,
and a half inches.
wow.
Okay, so definitely. What about a beer bottle?
I'm trying to find it and it's not working.
Because a beer bottle is sort of like the head of the beer can, but
A little smaller. I don't know.
do we have a piece of string?
That's diameter. I want circumference. The diameter.
Sure, take your dick out.
The diameter. The diameter is like 2.5 inches.
With
That's not
the
girth.
show going and everybody watching, can you get hard right now?
Lisa, what is the girth of a Shure 7MB microphone? You should know that.
Sure, that's
That's
these microphones,
closer
right?
to a Coke can.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Drew, can you fit this in your butt?
No, I cannot fit anything in my butt. Ask the doctor.
I thought you were the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are you
Alright.
sad that Dr. Ruth died?
No, I mean,
Well, I guess maybe you didn't remember
I don't
her.
get sad. I do. I absolutely remember.
See,
but
she started on like local radio up in
of
New
course,
York.
I know who she
So I
is.
remember her from like the early 90s.
Yeah.
it
Lisa
was like-
and Keller
I was
are
like,
having
"Ooh,
a dinner
listened
date in
to
our
Dr.
comments.
I listened to Dr. Ruth tonight. Like, oh, I learned some stuff I wasn't supposed to know about.
Yeah, but that's
You
what
know?
started her. And then as she got older, it was just kind of cute but weird that a 70-year-old lady was talking sex on the radio. So
Yeah.
she was telling 18-year-olds how to mouth a wiener.
She knew what she was doing.
I'm not saying she didn't. All right, so I just got out of the hospital. I had surgery, as most people know.
And it still
I
doesn't
was
work.
a little nervous about surgery, but we had a good doctor. I was confident in his abilities. But
Did they touch you while you were under?
no, but you never know. Like literally, this guy died because the doctor removed his liver instead of his spleen. Like, how the fuck does that happen?
I don't know. You just go in and grab something that was the wrong thing.
there's a woman that does like videos. I don't know if they're on Instagram or whatever, but she's like this very southern. I think she's either in Georgia or Florida. She's really like this cute little southern lady, and she said that years ago she had, I think she said it was like her something was removed or I forgot what it was, but they were saying that maybe it was like her appendix. They were saying the doctor told her after the surgery, because the surgery was only supposed to be like an hour max, and it ended up being like 4 or 5 hours. And so when she came out of it, the doctor explained to her, oh, your appendix or whatever it was they took out was attached to your intestines. And instead of pulling
He had
it
a
apart,
fistula and they didn't even know it.
instead of pulling it apart and risk tearing into your intestinal wall and, you know, bad stuff happening, he's like, I went in and I cut you open and I pulled all of your intestines out and I got to the one section and I, you know, gently peeled it apart, kind of, because it was supposed to be done laparoscopically. So this woman was like, you know, saying how she had the surgery, whatever, and she said that it ended up being this doctor that killed the man.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So she was supposed to have a simple procedure, and he made it like some big, extensive. I cut you open from, you know, ribs to pube or whatever the hell it was, and, you know, made it a big thing when it should have just been a quick little pull the bad organ out.
All right. So it says a recent incident involving a Florida surgeon removing a liver when he was meant to remove a spleen has brought Florida's so-called free kill law, which is a strange outlier among wrongful death laws across the country, back into the spotlight. On August 21st, medical records provided by Zuzara Law showed that Dr. Thomas Chukowski performed a hand-assisted laparoscopic splenectomy procedure on William Bryan, 70. Bryan's family claims that during the surgery, the surgeon mistakenly removed his liver rather than his spleen, resulting in his death. While this might seem like a clear-cut case of malpractice, Florida's free kill law is a legal wall for adult children and other surviving families seeking legal recourse in cases where they believe malpractice may have taken place.
Did the guy die?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because he took out the wrong organ.
Yep. What is Florida's free kill law?
I don't know.
All right. It's a provision in section 76, Florida State Statute 768.21 and Florida statute that prohibits adult children and parents from filing medical malpractice laws against doctors or hospitals when the victim is 25 years old or older. Only surviving spouses and minor children can file medical malpractice claims under the current law. Florida is one of the states whose wrongful death laws differentiate medical malpractice from other types of wrongful death.
So if you don't have killed children or a spouse, you're not allowed to sue?
Basically, the children...
It's just it's like our country should not be run by catless cat ladies, like childless cat ladies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Yeah, basically, same thing.
So it was implemented in 1990. The original intent behind the law was to prevent doctors from leaving Florida as a result of high insurance costs.
So to still screw the patients.
Yeah.
Because they were having so much malpractice.
Don't fuck up.
Well,
listen, you guys know I'm a hunter, and I have done my fair share.
Hunting bitches in public.
You know I've done my fair share of gutting a deer.
Mm.
And, you know, you cut it open, you take out the organs and stuff like that while you field dress. I know the difference between a liver and other organs, specifically because we take the liver out first, and the next night, that's what we're having for dinner. Like, you cannot mistake a liver for something else. It's clearly a different color.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different shape.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, you know, you have two different types of apples and you can't tell the difference between a Golden Delicious and a Gala.
Have you ever mistaken the anus for a hoo-hoo? I
mean, in the dark and you just stick it in a hole, yeah. It's a different story.
Is that different?
I mean, a hole's a hole, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't mistake a liver for something else. You know what it is. You know exactly what it is. You can obviously tell the difference from one organ to another. Mm-hmm. Unless somebody wrote the paper and says, take out the liver. He took out the liver. I don't know. Maybe it was a paper.
You can't live without your liver, so why would he do that?
I don't know. But I've seen a lot of stories where they cut off the wrong leg.
Mm-hmm.
And so they take a magic marker and say not this leg,
Right. They do
You know?
that a lot now.
just to make sure there's no mistakes.
I think
It's
they wrote on my
It
wiener.
says left, and it says like your left or their left.
They
Yeah.
wrote on my wiener just because it looked so familiar. It said, not his arm.
It's like it's a kickstand. No, it's not. It's just to keep you from falling out of bed at night, right?
All right. Joe, you had some stories. What did you want to talk about? Just
I don't know.
you brought up your pineapple story. You had a couple others.
What time is it anyway?
It's
Is the-
close.
is
we got like two more stories.
Oh, I was gonna say. I think the
We only have 20 minutes.
I think the debate's starting in a few minutes.
We're getting close. We're getting
Oh.
close.
Speaking of,
I want to finish this.
who
beer.
the fuck is texting me political shit? Because what did I say, Drew?
What?
I said the party who texts me or calls me less will get my fucking vote because I am so annoyed with text messages and phone calls about like, oh, this is so and so from whoever's campaign. Who you voting? But shut the fuck up. Don't call me.
I'm not getting those, but I'm still getting people trying to buy my house.
I never get a text message about politics.
I used to get texts and calls about buying my grandmother's house. Like I was
And
the
you've
owner.
never lived there.
Oh, I lived there
Oh,
for
you
a
did
long
live
time.
there, but
Yeah,
you don't-
but
you
I never
never
owned
owned
it.
it.
My
Yeah.
name was never ever on the title.
Yeah, I keep. I still get at least two or three a week
Nice.
asking to buy my house.
Okay, Laura, we can never eat these again. Okay.
Your
So
butthole.
What?
Go to camera 8.
Oh, the ice cream sandwiches. Those are delicious.
Even melted. In fact, yesterday I put
Let's
out
back
this
it up.
ice cream. My friends, this ice cream sandwich right here has been sitting out for 24 hours.
Good
and
Lord.
It hasn't even melted. In fact, yesterday I put out this ice cream sandwich, the drumstick, and the Haagen-Dazs ice cream bar. And you can tell there's very different degrees of melting.
It's falling
and
apart.
the reason why is, yes, it has milk and cream in here. There's 5 different gums and emulsifiers in there. And the primary one helping it keep its shape is called mono and diglycerides. That's why the ice cream hasn't melted. The only oozing is the color from the chocolate wafer on here. Now the drumstick, the only thing that's oozed is this sticky syrup on the side here. Whereas if you contrast that with the Haagen-Dazs, this is actual real ice cream. So you'll notice that the only thing holding this together is the egg. You want to eat real ice cream desserts this summer that are made of milk and cream and sugar. And you know what? They say waste not, want not. So
Don't do it.
It's been sitting out for 24 hours.
It's still eating it, right?
I mean,
So-
I did get mad at you and yell at you because you left my dessert out.
You did. Yes, you did.
He left a cheesecake out. You can't
You
leave
didn't
cheesecake
leave
on
it
the
in the
counter.
car though, right?
No, this is not parking lot cheesecake.
It was good. Here's the deal. Our house, it's 73 degrees. It was left out overnight. It's still good. It's not going to go bad. I put it
mean-
back in the fridge. That's fine.
What do you say, Joe?
I don't know. It's tough. It's dairy, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't leave milk out.
I even
But,
Googled it. It said no.
yeah.
Don't believe Google. They just want you to buy more shit. Laura's coughing again.
You should switch the camera so you can see her.
I should have. But yeah, I've never been a fan of ice cream sandwiches. They've never really, done anything for me. But I always thought it was, honestly, I thought it was the outside part that was horrible for you.
The cookie?
The cookie part, because it was always like, it's not Oreo. It's not.
Oh, those ones that he showed, like that.
Yeah.
It's not like a brownie, but it's
Right.
like a fudgy type.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is that I'm eating?
By the way, Lisa, answer your question about the dimensions of the mic.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
It's diameter. 2.5 diameter, 7.6 in length.
2.5.
2.5 diameter.
Diameter, not circumference.
Not circumference. So it's pi r squared.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
So you
go,
have to
Joe.
cut it in half,
Talk about some math.
times it by pi, square it, and then times it by pi.
Yeah, so
which is
1.25 times.
3.14.
Okay, so what's the answer?
No, 1.25 squared times. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nobody's answered the question yet.
it's about 4.5 inches.
Okay, that makes sense.
Not
I'm not
not
gonna-
that my math skills are any great.
I'm not
these
going to
days,
girth
but
that up, though. I think if that's the case, I'm probably a 3.5 girth.
I don't know. I don't really want to know.
No, I mean, I might chub myself up later and just measure. Guys are always, looking at length. You got to look at the girth now.
You got to
apparently.
make sure we decide where the base starts.
I guess so. All right, y'all. It's 15 till.
Now let's talk about ice cream sandwiches, though.
No, we're done.
So my grandfather used to talk about the ones from Carvel, because Carvel like had great sandwiches back in the day. But the round ones with like the cookie on both sides and the ice cream in the middle, he used to say they were for the birds. I don't know, but that's just something that always stuck with me, and I loved them when I was a kid. But
Yeah, as a kid, but
I mean, he passed over 35 years ago. So
yeah. So I mean, in 35 years, maybe they changed the ingredient.
I don't know. I think of my grandfather every time I have a Carvel sandwich.
Yeah. Do they have any Carvels around here anymore? They used to be all over
I
the
don't
place.
know. We have a Dairy Queen.
No, you used to be able
But
to
we don't
walk
have
into
a Carvel
Carvel and
around
used to
here.
have like Carvel birthday cakes, the ice cream sandwiches,
Fudgy
or
the
ice
Whale,
cream,
Cookie Puss.
Okay.
Cookie Puss and Fudgy the Whale.
Uh,
I dated a Carvel girl.
Lisa
once.
said, Joe, that's Carvel flying saucer.
Yes, the flying saucer. Correct.
Yeah.
My grandfather used to say they were for the birds.
Okay.
I don't know why, but
All right. Laura's dying over here, apparently.
Dying.
She's choking, coughing, sneezing, probably
Snotting.
farting
No.
secretly and silently. So we're going to call it 9 o'clock is the debate. We're going to watch it. I'm going to take notes. I might have a super secret show tomorrow, just to kind of go over some of the hilariousness of it all. If you're watching, you can also tune in and give me your take.
Make sure you subscribe.
Subscribe. I always forget. If you're watching this, if you're new, subscribe. Share our show to your coworkers, your friends, your neighbors, your aunts and uncles, and your pets.
Watch while you're pooping, apparently.
Watch while you're pooping. We're a great show to watch while you're pooping. You poop like 3 times a day. You could go in and watch the show like 15
Some
minutes
people
at a
poop
time.
3 times a week.
And you can literally complete an entire show just while pooping in one day. So give that a try.
I don't know who poops for 15 minutes.
I think most people do.
You mean an hour and a half?
No.
Yeah, you go in. You
Our
go-
show is a
you
lot
go and
longer
you
than
hang out.
15 minutes.
I mean, you go in when you're ready to go, and it's there.
It's not a drop
you're
and
out.
go. I mean,
It's
you
not like
kinda-
you're having severe IBS every single day where you're literally having to just wait for it to come. Like
You just sit on the toilet sometimes. It's a nice, peaceful place.
You don't want to just drop and go. You want to kind of let it do
You
its
want to
thing,
hang
you know?
out, and
You can't rush greatness.
sometimes the cat, one of the Mauser's in there. She wants me to pet her on the head, and hanging out.
that's weird.
Touch a pussy while he's naked.
Yeah, I mean,
While
we're just
he's-
hanging out.
Deucing.
She'll put her paw under the door and demand that I open the door,
You got a blumpkin.
and I'm like, okay, I'll let you in.
The cat
I
offer.
don't know.
Does the cat offer you a blumpkin?
So, what?
I was just coughing.
Okay,
She was laughing because I said blumpkin.
all right,
Coughing.
whatever.
So my throat was closing up.
All right. Well, I'm turning Laura's microphone off officially. We'll be back next Tuesday. We might do a show tomorrow. I don't know, depending on what my schedule's like. But it's the Drinking with Drew show. No outro videos
So
or
we don't get
music tonight.
copyrighted.
We didn't do any intro videos or music today. I just want to see how YouTube marks my channel because they've been copywriting me and kind of putting me in a little corner, and we don't know.
We need our money.
We don't want to put
Can't
baby
get
in a corner.
demonetized.
Right. So, all right, guys, thank you for hanging out. We've got to go do some magic show videos on Saturday. We're going to do some street interviews with the new sign.
Pajama Joe on the street.
Pajama Joe will be on the street doing street interviews. So we're looking forward to
Without
that.
the lawnmower this time.
Without the lawnmower. Well,
I can't get the lawnmower to Ybor.
We could bring your lawnmower out there.
I don't know if it'll fit in your car.
Drive it down 41.
Drive the lawnmower all the way to Ybor.
Gibsonton.
It'll take
Drive
me
it.
like 8 hours to get there.
All right. All right, y'all. See ya.
Take care.